This is Kyoto Station. Since the change in the handling of infectious diseases in May 2023, the number of tourists has skyrocketed, and the station is crowded all day long. The Sagano Line, which we will introduce today, stretches 34.2 kilometers from Kyoto Station to Sonobe Station. The platforms at Kyoto Station are separated from other lines. It is 7:50 a.m., and the train we arrived on was a local train bound for Kyoto. The disembarking platform is narrow and packed with passengers getting off. Because there are no other routes along the way, once you get off the platform, you have to slowly walk to the front of the train, resulting in a significant loss of time. At Kyoto Station, the doors on the boarding platform open after the doors on the disembarking platform open. However, opening the doors immediately would cause the platform to become congested with disembarking passengers, so it takes about a minute for the doors on this side to open. There are quite a few passengers waiting on the train for the doors to open, and it appears that it takes quite a long time for passengers to get off the disembarking platform and exit the platform. Kyoto is one of Japan's largest cities, with many companies and schools. It's home to tourist destinations like Arashiyama and Hozukyo Gorge, and also sees heavy commuter and student demand. The 7:55 a.m. local train to Sonobe departs. The rear cars are packed with people, with no space to board. Or so you might think, but some people manage to slip in just before the doors close. On the other hand, there are sparsely populated areas between the doors, and it seems like if people squeezed in, it wouldn't be so crowded. The cross seats and narrow aisles make it difficult to get to the back, which also contributes to the congestion around the doors. Behind the carriage barrier is a monitor like this. It shows available cars along with their exact locations. Depending on the train, there are 4, 6, or 8 cars, and there are corresponding announcements for each. And as I was staring at the monitor, this announcement also came up. Is there a ninja at the back of the platform? After the effect of a sword being slashed and an animation of flying shurikens, another message appears. Follow the shurikens to uncover their true identity. We immediately go further inside. On a pillar, there is a poster with "Ninja Arrives" written in huge letters. I didn't notice it after getting off, but there are endless posters advertising that the front seats are empty. We keep going. On suburban lines departing from terminal stations, morning outbound trains are often reasonably empty, but on the Sagano Line outbound trains, even the front cars are crowded. The next outbound train arrives just as the one that just left. After arriving, that train will be making a return trip, so passengers cannot board. But some people try to line up in the boarding area to avoid the crowded car. When the doors open, a large number of passengers get off. There are only 4 cars on the train, which seems to be the reason it is made a return trip. I follow the shuriken on the platform floor. I arrive at this, a normal-sized ninja mannequin. The sculpt is fairly solid, and its hands are posed as if holding a shuriken. There are traces of glue that look like they were previously holding a shuriken. There's another mannequin in the back, posing as if he's saying some kind of ninja technique line. Next to it, the 8:03 a.m. local train to Sonobe departs. The next train is at 16 minutes, with a 13-minute gap between trains, so the train is packed with passengers boarding. The doors open and close several times, and the train finally departs. The ninja is, of course, there to guide tourists to the cars closer to the front. However, since there are very few opportunities to learn of its existence, it doesn't attract much attention. Some people look discouraged when they arrive at the Sagano Line platform, which is far from the others, and few people move on. Let's take a moment to explain the history of the Sagano Line, why congestion worsened, and the measures JR has taken to address the issue. The Sagano Line was given its nickname in 1988. Originally, the entire line was single-track, and even when the elevated section between Kyoto and Nijo was completed in 1976, it was still a single track, so the line lagged behind in its efforts to increase transport capacity. Full-scale increases in transport capacity began after the 1970s. In 1979, it was decided to double-track the section between Kyoto and Sonobe, and to electrify the section between Kyoto and Ayabe. Construction also began on a new double-track line between Saga Arashiyama Station and Umahori Station, which previously made a large detour along the Hose River. The new line between Saga Arashiyama Station and Umahori Station opened in 1989 after the launch of JR Lest. Hozukyo Station was relocated to its current location. Uzumasa Station opened shortly after the new line opened. Additionally, passing facilities were added at Namikawa and Yoshitomi stations, which were still single-track stations at the time, to accommodate the increasing number of trains. The following year, in 1990, the Kyoto Sonobe section was electrified. In 1996, the Nijo Hanazona section was elevated, and in 2000, this section was double-tracked, utilizing the site of the former above-ground line. A timetable revision on the same day saw the addition of 17 rapid trains and 14 local trains, mainly during the morning rush hour.
It was also around this time that Emachi Station opened. Rapid trains were added during the morning rush hour and during the daytime. At the time, rapid trains only stopped at Emachi Station during the morning rush hour, but 2 years later, all rapid trains began stopping there. The remaining sections were double-tracked from 2003 to 2010. A subsequent timetable revision increased the frequency of rapid trains during rush hour and evened out the intervals between trains during the day. Saga Arashiyama Station is a station that has undergone major changes. The number of tracks has been increased, allowing trains on both the inbound and outbound lines to transfer and meet at the same platform. The same is true at Kameoka Station. Following the station's renovation, a series of projects has given momentum to the development of the city, including full-scale development of residential land on the north side. Meanwhile, even after the Kyoto Sonobe section was double-tracked, a single-track section remains on the outbound side of Kyoto Station. This single-track section is a bottleneck for the timetable, as trains other than the Sagano Line also use it. Furthermore, since these trains depart and arrive at Platform 30 at Kyoto Station, there are fewer platforms available for Sagano Line trains. When the station next to Kyoto Station is renovated in 4 years, Platform 30 at Kyoto Station will become exclusively for the Sagano Line. Umekoji Kyoto Nishi Station will open in 2019. The station was opened to improve access to sites such as the Kyoto Railway Museum, and was also designed to alleviate congestion and disperse users. And this station occupies an important position in congestion management on the Sagano Line in another sense.
Meanwhile, due to the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic that began in 2020, the number of trains was reduced in the March 2021 timetable revision. The number of daytime local trains between Kyoto and Saga Arashiyama was reduced from 4 per hour to 3, the same as before 2017. Subsequently, congestion worsened as the number of passengers increased following the end of the pandemic, so the number of daytime local trains was returned to 4 per hour in the spring 2024 timetable revision. However, due to the existence of a single-track section closer to Kyoto Station, the number of trains during the morning rush hour has not been increased that much. With tourism demand exceeding levels before the spread of the pandemic, the line is currently only running 221 and 223 series trains, 3-door cross-seat cars. While 4-door long-seat carriages are also in operation around Kyoto, Umekoji Kyoto Nishi Station has platform doors exclusively for 3-door carriages, so no 4-door carriages are in operation. 4-door carriages could be accommodated on rapid trains only, but there is still demand for them at stations that only serve local trains, so they are not an effective way to alleviate congestion. Converting cross-seat carriages to long-seat carriages has not yet been realized, perhaps due to the effort and cost involved in the construction. Along the Sagano Line, it's not just inbound trains that are crowded during the morning rush hour. Outbound trains are also packed with people heading to schools and companies along the line. In addition to this peculiarity, traffic flow issues at Kyoto Station lead to congestion in the rear carriages of downbound trains, further exacerbating the morning congestion at Kyoto Station. There are plans to create an entrance-exit near the front of the platform at the Sagano Line platform at Kyoto Station. This is apparently to coincide with construction plans for a nearby commercial facility, but even if it is realized,